I think it's kind of lame.
Like that, and it was just, I don't know, it was too stupid for me to continue reading it.
People like went off and it was just crazy, and I couldn't believe that I was part of this community of like crazy people. But I do read Community at first class. Too often. I mean, at least once daily. If not a million times daily, yeah.
I read Community a lot because I find some of the posts interesting, and I find it interesting to see how my fellow students are going to react to certain issues.
Occasionally there's something really juicy going on, a lot of people getting really upset. Usually not over much too, which is interesting. Also, it's a good place to get a lot of campus information.
Or general news.
General news, funny spam.
It's not necessarily to establish community. It really is to provide one conference to which everyone on campus has access.
R.A. Edmonds says it's intended for postings of interest to the entire Wellesley College community. So basically you can't really define it. You've got a little bit of everything.
Some of the terminology we use on community are thread, post, spam, thread hijack, flame.
Flame, of course, is when you get attacked personally. We used to call it ad hominem attack. Instead of people attacking your argument, they attack you. Post is what it sounds like. It's when you actually submit something that has your name on it. And of course, one of the big differences about the Wellesley system compared to internet-based conversation groups is you're not anonymous. You're known. Your first-class name shows up there.
I feel like community can have a really detrimental effect on a student, because if they do post something which is controversial or which a lot of people find offensive, they can be labeled for the rest of their college career with that. So I think people should be careful, and if that's something that's going to bother them, and if they're going to be afraid that people are looking at them askance because of something they posted, it's probably best to just stay away. But it's unique in that it's a way to gain notoriety or to be well known, whether you like that or not, in a pretty short time and with minimal effort. Such is the nature of the internet, I guess.
Well, I definitely look for certain people when I'm reading Community. I always know that they're going to post either insightful things or things that might try to flame other people, just because I know that if I see them post, it's either interesting or what is going to be posted after them is going to be provocative. I do look for Professor Coleman's posts a lot.
You see a lot from, I don't even know these people, so like, whatever, but Kayla, Calkin, you see a lot. Tracey, Godbold always has something to say.
Feldman is hysterical.
Like, I have no idea who most of the people are on the community. Like, I only know them, some of them I know by reputation, you know, so my friends will be like, oh, that's blah, 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 you know.
You know people on first class, but you don't know them in real life.
Do I consider myself a community celebrity? I consider myself a community character. I think it's all characters in a play, and we all have personas. I try to change my persona with each post.
I don't consider myself a community celebrity, but I think that other people do. People know me. No, but I mean, honestly, people come up to me all the time and they know my name and I don't know theirs because I've never met them in real life. Like, I don't know who the hell you are. So, but, and sometimes, you know, when I introduce myself, people will be like, oh, you're Kayla, OMG, you know, and it's just a little silly, but especially when I started threads that I got flamed on, that was a much bigger deal.
And I actually befriended a bunch of people because of it, because they found out who I was, and then I realized the power of community.
Like, I've been posting on Community with Tracey, Godbold for 4 years. I have no idea what she looks like.
I know a lot of people knew who I am based on my posts on Community. I'm not, I don't think I'm really well known for my non-community activities. I'm an English major. I'm in a few clubs, but I'm not in student government or anything, so it's strange to think that this campus of, what, 2,400 students and teachers, that a good deal of them know who I am. But actually, I don't even know if that's true, because what are the stats on who reads Community? Is it, what, 10% of the college? I may be well known to those who read Community, but not outside Community.
I actually disagree with the argument that a lot of the campus doesn't read Community, because on certain threads, if you check the history on one of your posts, you notice that almost 1,000 people read each thread, which is more than I'm sure read Wellesley.edu or read the newspaper And I think it's interesting because it's not just students, and it is administration and staff and faculty. And
there are definitely posts that I'm like, oh my god, I shouldn't have said that.
Sometimes I'll do a history on my posts to see who's read it. It's always kind of disturbing to see if like my major advisor or one of my professors has been reading what I've said.
Well, when I post, I do think about who is going to read it. But I don't think that really changes much what I want to say. I pretty much say what I want to say. Partly that's because, in fact, I'm insulated from everything. There's nothing anybody can do to me for anything that I post. And I bring that up because I think a lot of young faculty who are untenured may well feel that there are things they would like to say they can't say.
There's no way in hell I'd say a lot of the things in person, and I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people.
In the end, you just gotta suck it up and be like, yeah, I said that. So what?